You have tuned in to Motivational Monday with Dr. Casual Pitts. Get motivated, get inspired, and get encouraged. It's grind time, baby.
Hello world. How you guys doing? Welcome to Motivational Mondays. I am your host, Dr. Casual Pitts. And guys, I'm excited because God has allowed me to live to see another Monday, another day, right? So look, guys, let's dive right into it. Headed to our sponsors, Entrepreneur Empire, where we birth success. It is a platform for entrepreneurs to receive help, guidance, direction, inspiration, motivation to help their businesses scale up to the next level. And of course, guys, Invicta is a very creditable watch company. If you do not have one, you need to get one. I will be dropping a link in the comment section so you guys can go and grab your Invicta watch on today. Listen, if you want to become a sponsor, please send a text to 470-336-3850 saying, hey, I want to become a sponsor on the Motivational Monday podcast. So listen, guys, I ran across this amazing quote that I want to share with you guys and piggyback off that and give you guys some tips on how this quote can enhance your life. So the quote says, live as though today is your last, learn as though you will live forever, right? And throughout that, guys, I want to give you guys some tips on how you can learn better every day. So the first tip is record your questions, right? Take note of the questions that pop into your mind that cannot be answered immediately. Then make a commitment to answer at least one or two of the most compelling questions each week. I know throughout our journeys, questions will arise that we have questions about, like, why did the market happen the way it happened, right, last week? That could be a question that you have written down for yourself. The second tip is record experiences. Keep a personal portfolio and record learning events, however small, right? So whatever event that you went to, seminar, whether it was a book, record that experience, whether it be a day or whatever the case may be, right? So just make sure that, record the experiences. Tip 3, recognize your own personal interests and goals. So make a list of what you like to learn or be able to do, but also write down the things that you come across throughout the day that interest you. Keep specific learning goals separate from your to-do list and find ways to structure these goals into your daily life. So it is very, very important that you recognize your own personal interests and your goals. Tip 4, identify everyday sources of learning. Identify the learning sources available to you each day. Ask yourself, am I missing an opportunity to learn? And then what opportunities are already there, potentially right in front of my nose? Okay, so you have to identify everyday sources of learning. Sometimes pretty much over the weekends when we watch movies, that's when I find myself taking bits and pieces of learning, whether it be a word or situations, right? I'm identifying that as a source of learning, right? Tip 5, look out for micro learning opportunities. So take advantage of even the smallest moments of learning. Trust me when I say that they add up. What do I mean? That any time that you have time to increase your awareness in the marketplace, in your industry, right? Make sure that that's what you're doing, right? Tip 6, use what you have learned. Look for ways to put learning into action. Where can you transfer and apply what you have learned? The gap between seeing and doing should be 24 to 48 hours at the most. A lot of the times that we learn things, we never apply them, right? So it's important that in the midst of your learning, whatever it is that you're learning, make sure you're learning for a reason. That reason is going to benefit you in the long run. Tip 6, teach and share. Sharing with others is an effective way to remember information. Aim for learning half the time and sharing half the time, right? So it's important that if you are learning this information, at some point in your journey, you should become a teacher to help somebody else that's coming down the same path as you so they don't make the same mistakes as you. And stop being in a mindset of thinking that you are supposed to be charging for this information all the time, right? This is a free podcast. This information that I'm giving you now, you've probably heard before. It's probably redundant. However, the more that you keep hearing it, the more it's going to stick, right? So repetitiveness is key. Tip 8, be a performer. Think in terms of performances and break down your chosen interests into a series of mind performances. We can't retain everything at one time, right? It's going to take time for us to be able to do the things that we need to do. So what am I saying to you? Break it up, right? Don't rush into the things all the time. Tip 9, read all the time. Always have something to read. While we may not be able to read all the time, we are in a sense of reading as we see and interact with people and things that are around us. We constantly gather and interpret information, discover and learn. How can we be more intentional in this, right? I think one of the greatest things to do is being able to pick up either a book, maybe read a short blog. Twitter is known for this to be relatively great because 140 words, right? Reading something as small as that is powerful, okay? Tip 10, seek new insight. Discovery comes from looking at the same thing as everybody else, but seeing something different, right? This is more of a challenging tip where you may go out and about in the scenery and see something that everybody sees, but you're looking at it from a different perspective, right? I do that with situations. I always give the benefit of the doubt. I try to be as patient as possible, as I possibly can in situations. However, I try to seek new insight within whatever scenario I'm dealing with. Tip 11, reflect. Take time each day to reflect. Self-assessment is a required component. When a gap is discovered through self-assessment or self-audit, it seems to have more salience than one exposed by someone else. Many people saw the apple fall, but it was only Newton through insight and reflection who discovered the laws of gravity. So it's very, very key that you reflect back on your day, your life, throughout, whether it be daily, whether it be weekly. One of the things that I do is I self-assess weekly, right? But I'm writing down my defaults every day to be able over the weekend to reflect back what I didn't do right on Monday, what I didn't do right on Tuesday, so forth and so on. And last but not least, guys, tip 12, play. Have fun. Find time to play, which is an important part of learning. It stimulates the imagination and it boosts creativity. And finally, give yourself credit for what you already know, right? So it is important that you take that time to detach and not put yourself in this box of wanting to be the guru in whatever space you're in, right? Again, you're human. You need to have time to take time for yourself, right? So you can be more self-aware and you can apply these particular learning curves within your industry. So it's very, very important, guys. Before I go, to leave you with my last words, my last sentiments of today for Motivational Mondays, remember this. Today is an opportunity to move forward. Don't wait for the future to come to you. Seize the day by making the most of the situation with which you are faced. Embrace the opportunity to learn, act, and experience. Now is the time to realize and appreciate the value in all that you have and use it to your advantage. Allow me to leave you with the 3 C's of life. Choices, chances, changes. You must make a choice to take a chance or your life will never change. My name is Dr. Casual Pitts and I'll see you guys on the next Motivational Mondays. Peace.
tuned in to Motivational Monday with Dr. Casual Pitts. Get motivated, get inspired, and get encouraged. It's grind time, baby.